Okay, so first of all, super sorry that I am not there again. I, at the beginning of the semester, did not realize that my 3 shows were 3 weeks in a row. So, sad face. Sad face. But I promise I will see you the week after Thanksgiving, and it will be awesome. Okay, so I have a video on the Chapter 5 practice test, and I tried to email it, and it wouldn't work. And so I'm going to let Miss Clark show it to y'all at the end of class just to review. So I just wanted to go through and I'm just going to kind of go through the beginning of Chapter 6. I know you've already watched videos and Miss Clark's already helped you, but I just kind of wanted to go through and give you some of my thoughts and talk about it a little bit. So first of all, polynomial. What does poly mean? Many, that's right. Someone said it. I know you did. So poly means many. Nomial is terms. So polynomial is many terms. So this entire Chapter 6 is about equations with many terms, polynomials. Okay, so and most of them are a degree higher than 2. So we've been doing quadratics, which are a second degree, and then now we're looking at things that are 4th degree, 5th degree, and so on. Okay, so last week y'all talked about a degree of a polynomial. You add the exponents to see what degree it is, unless there's a plus sign in between. So like if I have 7x to the third y squared plus 3xy, this is a 5th degree, okay, because a 3 and a 2 makes 5, and this you do the highest one, okay. So then the next lesson was on adding and subtracting. It's all about like terms, so they have to have the same last name, I always say. So do these two have the same last name? Nope. This one's last name is x to the third y squared, and this one's last name is xy. So they don't have the same last name. They cannot be added together. Now if I have 3xy plus 7xy, how many xy's do I have? 10 xy's. So this is like 3 people whose last name is Stortz and 7 people whose last name is Stortz. I have 10 people whose last name is still Stortz. Okay, so that's adding and subtracting. Now multiplying and dividing, that's a whole new game. That anything can multiply and divide. Big key term here is distribution. So if I have 3x times 4x to the 5th plus 2x squared minus 9. So I'm going to distribute the 3x to each one of those. So 3 times 4 is 12. X times x to the 5th is x to the 6th. 3 times 2 is 6. X times x squared is x to the 3rd. 3 times negative 9 is negative 27. X times nothing is x. Or not nothing, but because not 0, it's x. There's no other x, so there's just still one x available. So that is distribution. Okay, so sometimes you double distribute, sometimes you triple distribute. If there's more than one term out here, you distribute it a whole bunch of times, or to everything inside the parentheses. Okay, then was let's see, factoring, and I told you that you might need to. I don't know if I said this. I might have said it in a video. You need to factor by grouping. There's a lot of ways to do that. Little options. I'm going to do one problem with you right now. There's lots of videos, I meant to say, of how to do that. So if you still don't know how to factor by grouping, just Google it or YouTube it and see what you find. Okay, so I'm going to do, this is number 4 from 6.1.4. And I couldn't get my iPad to work or anything else, so I kind of have this not great video going on, but I knew y'all would understand. Okay, so to factor by grouping, you do just what that is, you group. So we're going to group these two. I'm going to group these two, but I have to put a plus sign in between because I can't change it to multiplication. So what do these have in common? Yes, they both have a 2, they both have an x squared. So then I factor that out. So I'm left with x minus 1. Okay, what do these both have in common? An 8. And because this one's negative, I'm going to take out a negative 8. So I'm going to take out a negative 8. So there's still a little plus sign right there. If I take out a negative 8, I have x minus 1. Now you know you have factored by grouping correctly if these two are the same. If those two are not the same, you messed up. Okay, you did something wrong. It's not good. So they must be the same. So I have, then you take this and make a term. And then whatever this is a term. Okay, now there's not two of them. So we just talked about distributing. So if I distribute this to this and this to this, I would multiply by this thing twice, but it doesn't mean it's squared. It's not squared. And there's a lot of other explanation I can give, but the bottom line is you take these two terms and make a binomial, and then this is one binomial. Okay, it's like undistributing. Like we're taking these and putting them over here together. Okay, so that's factoring by grouping. You might want to watch a video about it. Okay, this coming week, there's two kinds of division of polynomials. There's long division and there's synthetic division. So I'm going to do a couple of those problems. Actually, I'm going to make another video so that it doesn't get too long. So I'm going to do two kind of division problems, and then you just have a whole ton of subchapter worksheets.